Did you know that one of the root causes of aging targets all of the cells in your body? Life cannot exist without NAD, an essential molecule found in all living cells. As you age, NAD can decline by as much as 50% due to exposure to several stressors, lack of sleep, sun exposure, smoking and alcohol consumption, etc. This can have wide-ranging effects on your body and organs, especially as you age. Discover True Niagen, one of the most advanced forms of inner-body aging science that is proven to increase NAD. True Niagen is researched by the top scientific institutions in the world and has sold over 3 million bottles. They also have an excess of 200 published scientific studies. Taking it daily helps support muscle and heart health and energy production in your cells to help you age better. Since taking True Niagen, my mind is at peace knowing that my cells are being taken care of by a brand that is backed by science. Right now, new customers can save 20% on their first purchase by going to trueniagen.com/ratchet and use code RATCHET. That's TRUNIAGEN.com/ratchet. Code RATCHET to save 20% on your first purchase. trueniagen.com/ratchet. Code RATCHET. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, or prevent any disease.
I don't know if it's the accent or the tea or the driving on the wrong side of the road, but no matter what it is, I love British TV, and I'm getting my fill and then some thanks to Acorn TV. Acorn TV is the largest commercial-free British streaming service that features compelling stories, exclusive premieres, and originals you won't find anywhere else. Acorn TV has hundreds of exclusive shows from around the world, including award-winning mysteries, dramas, comedies, history, and so much more. The series you find on Acorn TV are cleverly written, visually striking, and feature renowned actors and hosts like David Tennant and Mary Berry. Currently, I'm watching Queens of Mystery. It follows the adventures of 3 crime-writing sisters and their niece. Using their knowledge of crime, both real world and fictional, they solve murders in the picturesque English region of Wildermarsh. You get thousands of new enthralling content on Acorn TV for a fraction of the cost compared to most streaming services at just $5.99 a month. I love Acorn TV for all of the options. There are endless shows to choose from. With Acorn TV, I always get my British fix, and you can too. Try Acorn TV free for 30 days by going to acorn.tv and using my promo code RATCHET. But you have to enter the code in all lowercase letters. That's ACORN.TV, promo code RATCHET, to get your first 30 days for free. Acorn.tv, code RATCHET. From Wondery, Rich and Daily is a podcast packed with laughs that delivers your daily dose of the latest celebrity gossip. There's so much gossip these days, and it's impossible to keep up. But you don't have to worry. Rich and Daily has you covered. Hosts Brooke Siffrin and Arisha Skidmore Williams are comedians, besties, and the perfect guides to spill all the celebrity tea. They'll keep you up to speed on the secrets, scandals, and news in the entertainment world. Is that rumor you heard about your favorite celeb true? If it is, you better believe Brooke and Arisha will have something to say about it. In a way that only best friends can, Brooke and Arisha give their take on the stories that have the entertainment world abuzz. Rich and Daily uncorks the rumors and will leave you laughing and wanting more. I love Rich and Daily. It's one of the places I tune in to make sure I'm up to date to talk to you. Listen to Rich and Daily on Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, or you can listen ad-free by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are listening to Ratchet and Respectable with Demetria L. Lucas. I think I'm being groomed to be a dom. If you are a new listener to Ratchet and Respectable, and there are many of you, The last couple episodes of Ratchet and Respectable with Tarana Burke and Tanya Denise Fields have been pretty explosive. The downloads are through the roof. So thank you for everyone who listened. But I just need to caution folks who are here. It is called Ratchet and Respectable. Those episodes were not our usual format. And we're going back to that because we haven't caught up in a while. And things have been developing. Hence, why I think that I'm being trained by a submissive to be a dom. So a few months ago, maybe like 3, this guy reached out to me. He DMs me and he says, I want to be your snack ministry. Usually when I do a snack post, I get a lot of DMs from guys who say like, oh, I want to be snack ministry too. And their profiles are nothing but snackalicious images. They're very often aspiring models or actors, sometimes fitness professionals who want to show off their physique and get more clientele. Whatever. I really don't care that much about the occupation or even the backstory. Like I'm just here for the image. So this one particular guy, he says, I want to be your snack ministry. And so I was like, all right, but he didn't send pictures. So I went to his page. It's just a click. And his page was very like vanilla. Pictures of himself, like fully clothed, like no like deep prints or anything like that. Pictures with family, friends, babies, his dog. There's one picture with his shirt off, but like he was at the beach. It wasn't just like the random, you know how Instagram is. Like I just took all my clothes off to like stand in my living room. So really cute guys. I was like, well, did you want to send pictures that I can post? And he was like, no, I don't want you to post me. I want to be your snack ministry. And I was like, well, all right. Well, you know, if you want to send me some personal photos. He said, would that gain your approval? And I was like, that's a really like weird kind of way to like, you know, phrase it. But okay. And I was like, sure, send pics. So he sent me some pictures. They were very lovely. He has like 10 abs and his arm is the size of my thigh. He didn't have on much clothing. He was standing up. He was like butt naked with like a towel over his man parts. I wish I could share the picture. I'm not allowed to though. But he sends me these kind of pictures, usually once a week, sometimes twice a week. He'll also send me videos of him working out in the gym where he's doing like a lot of grunting. And he has like, they're not like booty shorts, but they little shorts. You can see a lot of thigh. Lovely thigh. That's not the point. But he only hits me up in the morning, like 5:30, 6:30 in the morning. And I wake up on East Coast time. So I see the pictures as soon as I get up. The captions are always something like, I want you to approve me. Please desire me. I need your validation. Things like that. So I just thought this was like, you know, a ticklish and fun way to pass time. I mean, I always, you know, respond when he sends the photos because, you know, I want him to keep sending them. I didn't quite realize the subtext of it until I was interviewing Mistress Marley. So my understanding, and I told Mistress Marley this during the interview, if you listen to that episode, you'll remember she was talking about being a dom. And I was like, you know, are you naturally mean? Is that something you have to like, you know, practice? And she was like, well, you know, there are all types of doms. You don't have to be a mean dom. And she was like, there are affirming doms. There are life coach doms. And I was like, a life coach dom? She was like, you know, some people like, you know, to have their face sat on. But she was like, other people like to be praised. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. And that's when I started thinking, I was like, I think this guy is like a sub grooming me to be like his dom. Like asking someone like, I want your validation. Do you approve of me? Like it's a total ego fuck, which is, you know, partially why I participate in it. But yesterday he reached out to me. This is why it's all coming up. And it was the first time he'd been like really like explicit with the approval thing since the Marley episode. Did I also mention he's like 28? And I was like, am I being groomed by a 28-year-old? He might be 29. He's definitely not 30. But, you know, neither here nor there. But so yesterday he sends me this video and it's like of him working out. He's got on the little shorts again. He's shirtless. We were like chatting off and on for a while. And so then he was like, I have to go to the gym. It's chest day. And so I was like, have a great workout. I appreciate the results. And he comes back and he's like, your approval means everything to me. He's grooming me, right? That's not normal conversation. He's grooming me. That's interesting. I'm being groomed to be a dominatrix by a 28-year-old. That's fascinating. In other news, I got offered cocaine again yesterday. That's like LA standard. I've been offered more coke than I have weed since I moved here. People love offering people coke, or like suggesting it is like an elixir to fix whatever ails you. But the world is starting to open up, and I'm starting to get more calls about random shit. I usually get a call like every other week about doing some sort of like dating and relationship show, reality TV show, which I wish my standard response, because usually I know the producer's asking is, I love you, go fuck yourself, don't ask me that shit again. So a producer called me yesterday and was like, hey, working on this dating show for XYZ Network. I think you would be great. About half the time when I'm asked to do a show, they ask me to come in as an expert. So this call yesterday was, he was like, we're doing this group of women who go on dates to like meet the perfect guy, and I want you to be one of the women. And I was like, again, I love you, go fuck yourself. I can't believe you asked me that shit. And he was like, oh, I told them that was going to be your answer. I just needed to officially ask so I could like go back and tell them that. We could also use you to be like our expert. Like you would kind of be like what Mr. Chris is on The Bachelor. We read your Bachelor recap. We just love like your dry wit and like the way you like spin a sentence together. Like that would be fun. And I was like, you don't want me as a writer? And they were like, no. We want you in front of the camera, which my dad has been telling me like I need to do again. I have my reasons for not doing it. And so I was like, well, all right, like I'm not entirely opposed to it. Like, what do you need? He was like, oh, we need tape. Like, let's set up an audition. And I was like, oh, no, absolutely not. Like, that can't happen right now. Like, one, my braids are 6 weeks old. Two, I just got bands put on my braces. My mouth is a construction zone. And on top of that, I'm COVID thick. Like, I will not be anybody's brand of TV ready at least 3 months. He was like, well, we need to do it next week. And he was like, 6 weeks, your braids need to come out. He's black. He has a black mom and black sisters. I was like, you're absolutely right. I can't argue with you there. He was like, pull your hair up into a bun so it pulls your face back. Like, we can play with the angles to make you look smaller for the tape or whatever. But this COVID thick. And he was like, what are we doing about this? And I was like, yo, like, I'm working out. And he was like, oh, you're so old fashioned. That's so cute. And he was like, consider lipo though. He was like, just because it's more reliable. And I was like, I'm just going to stick with working out. And he was like, well, what about Coke? Coke is reliable too. And it's old fashioned. I was like, I can't tell if you're joking with me right now. He was like, just offering alternatives. And I was like, he was like, when are you free to schedule this interview? We just need to get some tape. And I was like, next week, I suppose. The city is wild. What else is going on in the world? There's good black things happening. One not so good black thing. This Is Us announced that it was ending after next season. We're on season 5 now. They said they're ending as season 6, which I don't feel very good about. It's one of my favorite shows. I don't feel like it's lagging. I feel like they have so many opportunities to tell so many stories. But I guess 6 seasons is a good run. Janet Jackson. Wait, did we talk about this? Janet Jackson's 2-part documentary that's going to be on Lifetime. Actually, I don't think we did. We might have mentioned it. But it's for the 40th anniversary of her first album, Janet Jackson. Which when I read that, I was like, I thought Control was her first album. You can tell my age by that, right? No, Janet Jackson is Janet Jackson's first album. But Janet is going to be participating in the documentary. It will be produced by Janet and Randy Jackson. It is supposed to give fans unprecedented access, quote and unquote, to Janet's life, offering an intimate, honest, and unfiltered look at her rise to fame and her life as a superstar. Apparently, for the last 3 years, Janet has had a camera crew following her, and this documentary is going to show how she dealt with the death of her father in 2018. She's going to talk about the death of her brother. She's going to talk about that infamous Super Bowl performance and how she was blacklisted by the entertainment industry. And she'll also be talking about motherhood. I feel like there's a lot to cover. Is she going to talk about the secret baby, the alleged secret baby? Not the new baby she had at 50, but like the baby she had allegedly at like 20-something with DeBarge. That baby? She may not actually have a baby, but it's been rumored for years she had a secret baby. Is she going to talk about that Bobby Brown thing when he allegedly put her out in the hallway naked? That's interesting. The hidden marriages. Wasn't she married to somebody for like 10 years and didn't tell nobody? I mean, didn't tell the public. It wasn't our business. But I just thought it was interesting. Like, we found out when she was getting divorced. Like, wait, what? Or Jermaine Dupri, because that was interesting. We were all a little like, huh? But they were together for a minute. So I guess something was working. But she going to talk about that? Because all of these things are very interesting. I would love to know more about Sister Janet's life from Janet's perspective, because she don't really talk that much. In other good black news, Felicia Rashad is headed to HU, Howard University, the original HU. I am not a bison. Everyone thinks I'm a bison. My two best friends in high school both went to Howard. I graduated from the University of Maryland. I spent copious amounts of time on Howard's campus. You know, I don't even go to my own homecoming, University of Maryland. I don't know nobody. I go to Howard's homecoming. I be like, hey, like I know half the yard. It's crazy. Or used to. I haven't been back in a while. And everyone, their mother goes to Howard's homecoming. It's not just Howard people, but still, I knew a lot of people that went to Howard. But Felicia Rashad, she is going to be the dean of Howard's College of Fine Arts. Felicia Rashad graduated from Howard University magna cum laude. I'm reading this from the Afro-American. You know, I like to cite my sources. And the writer points out that this is not Rashad's first rodeo in the collegiate space. The reporter said, I don't have the name here, that he or she was a student in Fordham University's theater department when Rashad served as the Denzel Washington Endowed Chair of the program. The reporter notes that Rashad attended each meeting, taught with patience, and gave valuable advice and feedback to students post-performances. Of her new role at Howard, Rashad says, it is a privilege to serve in this capacity and to work with the Howard University administration, faculty, and students in reestablishing the College of Fine Arts. What's the story here with the College of Fine Arts? I noticed that they keep saying reestablishing. What happened to Howard's Fine Arts program? I know it existed. I had friends who were in it. Didn't the King, T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman, but didn't he come out of the Fine Arts program? But apparently it was established and then unestablished, and it's being reestablished. So good for Howard. I have a special place in my heart for Howard. On my bucket list is an honorary doctorate from Howard. I've spoken at Howard like no less than, 10 times at this point? When the world was still open, I used to teach a class on branding at the B School. Amanda Grubman, our youth poet laureate, she's going to be the co-chair at the Met Gala this year. She's not the only one. Naomi Osaka, she will also be a co-chair. Apparently, this year, the co-chairs are younger than ever before. This is according to Essence. Billie Eilish will also be a co-chair. I was excited. I saw Call Me By Your Name, and I thought Lil Nas X was one. But there's an actor in a film, Call Me By Your Name. But Amanda Gorman is co-chair, kind of a big deal. There have only been 7 black co-chairs since Anna Wintour began chairing the gala in 1995. Amanda is now in rare space with Oprah, who's a co-chair in 2010, Beyonce, 2013, Idris Elba, 2016, Pharrell Williams, 2017, Rihanna in 2019, and Serena Williams in 2019. That is very rare air for young Madame Gorman, who was recently on the cover of Vogue in Louis Vuitton Kente cloth. Have they released those Kente Louis Vuitton bags yet? I keep seeing everybody and their mother wearing all this bright colored Gucci. You know I don't really wear colors like that. I'm still doing my capsule wardrobe. I only wear, with rare exception, black, green, gold, and red, white. I'll do yellow instead of gold sometimes, but that's it. Everything has to fit into one of those color schemes. Otherwise, I don't wear it. And I do that with everything. I mean, like my workout clothes, my sleep clothes, like everything. Totally a uniform. It's so much easier to get dressed. Not that just throwing on a dress and wearing one piece of clothing, which was also about convenience, was really that hard. But still, this year's theme for the ball is In America, a Lexicon of Fashion. I have no idea what the fuck that means. It says the theme will honor contemporary American fashion. Somebody, probably Billy Porter, is going to show up in like a gigantic American flag. I can't wait. Not the biggest fan of American Vogue. By far, I prefer British Vogue. But the Met Gala is always a good fashion moment. I think it's in September this year. On a previous episode, I mentioned the new date. I don't have it written down in today's notes. My bad. Let's be real. I think we can all probably up our fruit and veggie game. I know I can. I am not getting my proper daily amount. This year, I want to change that. That's why I'm keeping my freezer stocked with Daily Harvest. Daily Harvest is the easiest way to get more fruits and veggies into my day every day. They have my back with delicious food that's good for me and good for the planet. Daily Harvest delivers delicious harvest bowls, flatbreads, smoothies, and more, all built on organic fruits and vegetables right to your door, and it conveniently stays fresh in your freezer. I love Daily Harvest broccoli and cheese harvest bowl. It's delicious. Daily Harvest takes literally minutes to prepare and never uses preservatives, added sugar, or artificial anything. And that goes for everything. They have so many delicious options for every time of the day. Breakfast, lunch, dessert, or a snack. Daily Harvest has you covered. One of my favorites is their flatbreads. It's absolutely delicious and easy to make. Daily Harvest makes it easy to feel good about what I'm doing for myself and the planet. Go to dailyharvest.com/respectable to get $40 off your first box. That's dailyharvest.com/respectable for up to $40 off your first box. dailyharvest.com/respectable. Never get tired of a good whodunit? Then you'll love June's Journey. You play as June Parker, an amateur detective investigating a series of mysteries full of twists and turns around every corner. You'll put your powers of observation to the test, sharpen your sleuthing skills, and relish the thrill of solving the case. Whether you're craving a good mystery or just need to get away for a while, that would be me. June's Journey is the perfect game for you. Sit back, relax, and let your inner Sherlock escape to the glamorous roaring 20s. You'll search for hidden clues to solve mystery after mystery across thousands of vivid scenes. And with new chapters every week, there's always a new case waiting to be solved. I play June's Journey when I need to unwind from an overwhelming day. I love the distraction of searching for clues and solving the mystery. I think there is a detective in all of us. Find your inner detective. Download June's Journey free today on the Apple App Store or Google Play. Tamika Mallory was on Red Table Talk. I saw the commercial, I think on her page, right before I started taping, but I didn't get a chance to watch the Red Table Talk. I'll go back and watch it. We'll talk about it next week if it's juicy. I did see her talking about she did a stint in rehab. She was talking about all the work that she does. And Tamika Mallory, if you're not familiar, is a very well-known, some might say controversial. I don't think so. I don't think there's any question about her love for Black people. But there's been some controversy. I don't think it's well-earned or deserved. But I say all that to say, she was on Red Table Talk and she talked about, let me make sure I get it right because we're talking about like addiction. But she started taking Xanax and over-the-counter pills to deal with, I guess, stress, anxiety, depression. She said anxiety during the interview. The other two just seem to come hand in hand, especially with the kind of work that she does. But she talked about not feeling seen or heard. And she was like, some people hear that and say that sounds crazy. But she was like, there's plenty of spaces that I go to and, they change my words or they ignore my words. They don't hear my words and I have to say it louder or say it differently. And it's very frustrating. So she started self-medicating. And then she ended up in rehab. I know she's got a new book coming out. I believe it's published by Charlemagne's imprint. I have to look that up. I wonder if Tamika would come talk to us. You think she would? I'm going to ask Tamika if she'd come talk to us. I don't know her. I know her like double kiss, polite talk in green rooms, but I don't know her like her number's in my phone. But just off the top of my head, I just thought of 3 people who probably text with her. Let me hit her up. See if she'll come on the show. Hopefully she'll say yes. But in the meantime, I need to watch this Red Table Talk because that sounds interesting. I want to say the caption, which is what made me watch the commercial, was something like, check on your strong friend. You really never know what's going on with people. Oh, that is something I wanted to talk about. I wrote this piece about Versus, the most recent one with SWV and Escape. It wasn't my favorite, which is fine. But I wrote this piece on social media that went viral. And I was talking about like how I feel Versus is going through some growing pains because they keep changing the format as they're experimenting with what to do with the show as it gets bigger and bigger, which is fine. That's part of the process. But it's left the audience not really knowing what to expect because a lot of people showed up for Versus and they were like, hey, we were expecting a performance. Like, I think after Beanie Man and Bounty Killer did a whole live performance, like they put on a show. Ever since then, people have been tuning into Versus and they've been wanting shows from their favorite artists. Because it used to just be like, you could sit in your home studio and play your own songs off your laptop and everything was fine. And so some performers sing, some don't. It's been very, for lack of a better word, inconsistent. So the audience doesn't know what to expect. It often seems like the performers don't know what to expect. Like they show up and be like, oh, am I supposed to be singing? Am I singing now? Am I lip syncing? Like, what's happening? So it just seems like, like they just need like a good producer in there. But one of the criticisms of that Versus was Coco. And people said that, she was giving much attitude. She looked like she doesn't want to be there. I guess she has a history of maybe having attitude problems. I don't know. I've never heard that about her. But people just really seem to be like harping on her attitude. And when I wrote my thoughts on Versus, I was really mindful not to take any jabs at the artist. I felt like because they were the performers, they were getting the brunt of the criticism. But really what was happening was a production issue. The audience expected one thing, the artist expected another, and there was no one there to like bridge that gap to say that like, hey, this is what we need you to give. Like the artists were put in the middle of a bad situation. But as it would turn out, she was going through something. She had seen somebody injured. I don't remember if she said that the person died, a woman at that. I don't recall her saying that the person died, but badly injured and a lot of blood. And this was when she was preparing for Versus. She wanted to pull out because she was like, I can't under these circumstances. And she said her son was like, nah, mommy, you got to push through. Which I'm with the son on this one, kind of. Because she would have caught holy hell for not showing up. And Coco is the voice of SWV. People would have been pissed. And she would have had to come out and explain what happened either way. But then also part of me was like, black women, because me and Tarana talked about this 2 weeks ago. Black women are valued for their output. And we're expected to be strong. And we're expected to push through. And we're expected to just do, and go. And so part of me wishes that Coco could have just been like, fuck you all. I'm having PTSD and anxiety attacks. And I just saw some crazy shit. And I just need to sit my ass down. But you know why she pushed through. Because she didn't want to hear the backlash for it. She didn't want to be judged for it. And then there's the whole, like, I'm a professional, the show must go on. I respect it. I do, because I do it. But I also know how unhealthy it is. Folks seem to back off the criticism of her quote-unquote attitude after she explained what happened, which is good, which is very good.
Online shopping isn't slowing down anytime soon. Is your business ready to keep up the pace? With ShipStation, you'll never have to worry about shipping again. Make the switch to a solution that handles all your shipping needs quickly, affordably, and painlessly. ShipStation is what I use to send out all of your Ratchet and Respectable merchandise. ShipStation is trusted by over 100,000 e-commerce sellers, including me. And what I love about it is I can keep track of orders from any sales channel. I can find the best shipping carrier with deeply discounted rates. And I can automate just about any shipping task with just a few clicks. ShipStation makes sure that I can save time by funneling my orders into one simple interface, no matter where I'm selling. I also save money when I compare carrier options and choose the best shipping solution every time. For my sanity, I love knowing that my orders are handled and that I'm getting the best rates.
It's no wonder that 98% of companies that use ShipStation for a year keep using it for as long as they are in business. Ship more in less time with ShipStation. Use my offer code RESPECT to get a 60-day free trial. That's 2 months free of no hassle, stress-free shipping. Just go to ShipStation.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page, and type in RESPECT. ShipStation. Make ship happen. I've always been a big fan of planning ahead, scheduling trips months in advance, plotting out my next career move, figuring out what I'm doing for dinner while I'm still eating breakfast. But I never thought much about planning for kids. That's why Modern Fertility was created. It's an easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones at home with a simple finger prick. Mail it in with a prepaid label and you'll get personalized results within 10 days. With Modern Fertility, you'll get insight into your hormone levels, your ovarian reserve, i.e., how many eggs you have compared to other women your age, and other important fertility factors. The results go deep into what every hormone means, and you can also speak one-on-one with a fertility nurse to review your results and options for next steps. Traditional testing with your doctor can cost over $1,000, but Modern Fertility gets you the same information at $159, a fraction of the price. And if you go to modernfertility.com/ratchet, you can get $20 off your test. If you want kids today or maybe one day in the future, clinically sound info about your body can help you make the decision that's right for you. What I love most about Modern Fertility is how affordable it is. Why spend $1,000 when you could spend less than $200? Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/ratchet. That means your test will cost $139 instead of the hundreds or thousands it could cost at a doctor's office. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/ratchet. modernfertility.com/ratchet. The first time I knew that Curology was working for me is when I started getting so many compliments on my skin. Curology is a game-changing custom skincare made for you by a dermatology provider. They'll create a custom prescription cream for your specific goals, whether that's tackling acne, clogged pores, skin texture, dark spots, fine lines, or something else. You start by taking a short online skin quiz and uploading photos. And if it's a good fit, they'll ship you your formula right to your door. It even has your name on the bottle. Now, what I loved most about Curology, it was a very simple process to submit my information. My products arrived in the mail, and most important, the products worked. Curology cleared up my dark spots. Get started with Curology just like I did with a free 30-day trial at Curology.com/ratchet. Just pay $5 for shipping and handling. That's CUROLOGY.com/ratchet to start your free 30-day trial. Cancel anytime. Prescription subject to consultation. One last thing I wanted to talk about, and we talked about this last week, so I'm not going to go into it too much further, but there have been some interesting developments in Porsha's announcement that she was dating the husband, not ex, estranged husband of a woman that she appeared on Real Housewives of Atlanta with, and the woman was listed as her friend. So several sources have said that Phelan, is that her name? Phelan? You see, I don't care enough to look it up. But several sources have said that that friendship was arranged by producers, that they're not really friends. There's an interview circulating, I think it's Candy interviewing Phelan, and she says that her husband and the father of Porsha's child knew each other and the women met through them. She says Porsha was nice, had good energy, but she doesn't necessarily classify them as friends in that interview. Okay. Since the last episode, it has come out that Porsha is officially engaged. The ring on her finger on Mother's Day was in fact an engagement ring. She is engaged to the man she says that she's only been dating for 30 days. And said man, once again, is still married. There was some question about that. Phelan posted on Instagram that, thanks for your well wishes and expressions of concern. But she said that she's still working on finalizing her divorce. So that divorce is not final. Porsha is engaged to another woman's husband. Okay. Page 6 announced that Porsha will be getting a 3-part series on Bravo just about her life, which I assume that's what she wanted. There's been another woman that's come forward already to say that she was dating Simon. Porsha says she's been dating Simon for a month. We're like, middle of May now? There was a woman that says she had been dating Simon. They met on March 30th. They slept together the first night. They were hanging out for a while. She was posting pictures on Instagram of her stunting his Maserati, his Porsche, his Lambo. They all look alike to me. I don't know. Some fancy car that cost a lot of money. The interior was ugly as shit. The car was gorgeous. But yeah. So while he was falling in love with Porsha, because he said he was in love as well, he was also dating this other woman who she was like, I was blindsided. She was like, I assumed he was dating other women. I mean, like he's a rich man in Atlanta, but she was like that he was engaged. Porsha was posting pictures on Mother's Day with this, gigantic ring on. And then the woman was like, yeah, he called me for Mother's Day. Which, by the way, she's not a mother. Folks went and found the divorce documents for Simon and his actual wife, soon to be ex-wife, but currently wife. Like he filed in January. I want to say like January 20 something. But he's also got this Instagram post from January 21st where he's like praising his wife and how much he loves her. Then they've got like vacation photos also towards the end of January where he's like all up on her talking about how much he loves his wife. Like every day feels like a honeymoon with you. Something like that. But then there's also like divorce documents. And I'll be first to tell you, if someone's like been through a divorce, it's an emotional roller coaster. Like you could absolutely hate somebody, want to leave them, want to kill them, and still want to like take a nap next to them. Like it's some weird roller coaster shit. I'll be the first to admit. But this is just a lot. Especially with like the new engagement and like the public announcement of like, oh, we're together and we're in love and, he's still married to someone else. Like I could see if he was having like this big emotional back and forth with his wife, that would make total sense to me. And I'd be like, yeah, it's complicated. You really have to go through it or be in it to understand it. But like this whole thing with Porsha is just weird. But she's getting dragged left and right. And the other day I was thinking about this and I was like, this is what she wanted. Like Wendy Williams did this piece on Porsha and it was actually pretty thoughtful and compassionate for Wendy. And she was like, this man is playing you and he's about to embarrass the shit out of you. And I actually agree with Wendy here on this one. But I was thinking about how like people who share the opinion of me and Wendy, which is most of the internet, I would say, who are looking at Porsha and be like, girl, what are you doing? Our values aren't her values. Like we care about like not looking crazy. We care about like not being embarrassed on the internet. For me and Wendy, I would say, again, different degrees, but embarrassed nonetheless. Porsha don't give a fuck. She don't give a fuck. Because if she did, she wouldn't be doing all this. She likes being a real housewife. She likes the attention. She likes the shenanigans. She likes the people talking about her. She likes that she got her own spinoff. She likes it. She wants it. That's why she does it. And then really at the end of the day, how does this really affect her? Given her occupation, her core occupation, which is being a cast member on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, like this is some shit you get a promotion off of, which she did because she got a 3-part spinoff. Like as far as her job goes, she's actually being really great at her job. It's not like, our friend on here that we mentioned before, like he did some shit that embarrassed himself on the internet and now he can't find a job, he said. Porsha, in her field of work, she's gold. She's absolute gold right now. She's going to make more money off of it. She's going to be more infamous off of it. She's going to have her ego stroked more off of it. She's actually good. As far as her worldview of values goes, she's good money. So, good for her. It ain't my life. So that's the episode for this week. I mentioned before, and I'll mention every episode, the Don't Waste Your Pretty V's. I put them up on the site after much delay. They're selling. So if you want to get one in your size, please head to the site. We also have the white tees. I think there's only smalls and extra larges left for the white tees. And in the pink and the red, there's definitely only 2Xs. But they're women's cut, so they have like a more narrow cut. So if you're usually an XL, a 2X might do you right. Oh, and the mugs. The mugs are still, the Don't Waste Your Pretty mugs are still available on the site. demetriallucas.com. Still working on that Ratchet and Respectable merch. I will let you know how that goes. It's coming. I have the trademark for Don't Waste Your Pretty and for Ratchet and Respectable, so I need to use it. So we're going to switch up the next round of merch. So if you would like some Ratchet and Respectable in your life between now and next week, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at demetriallucas. I feel like there's something really big that I'm forgetting to talk about this week. I cannot remember what it is for anything. We talked about the sub. We talked about the cocaine. We talked about Tamika. We talked about Porsha. We talked about Versus. We talked about Janet. We talked about Felicia. I don't know what I'm forgetting. It's something big too, and it's just like not sticking in my mind. We didn't talk about Handmaid's Tale, which is wild. This Is Us, but I did recap for that on social. I don't know what I'm missing. I'm sure somebody will DM and let me know. All right, talk again next week. Okay, bye.